Hello, this is John Locke, and today I'm going to give a 1 through 10 rating for some of the SEO factors that are out there. Just giving a score of how important I think these certain factors are in most cases. Now, not every case, but in most cases. So let's start with the big ones out there. Content. How important is content to your SEO score, to your SEO ranking? I would say I would give that a 10. Content is a 10 because if you do not have the right content on the page, mentioning the keywords correctly, giving people what they want, and letting them find what they came to get, then you're not going to rank. It's really that simple. So content, I'm also going to put underneath that category matching searcher intent. So again, like we've talked about a million times, if you're trying to rank for a keyword and you're trying to sell something and you have a product page and you're trying to rank it, but everything that's ranking is an informational page, then you're not going to rank with that for that keyword, maybe for a different keyword. But you have to match the searcher intent and make sure that the content of the page matches up with what's actually ranking now. Okay, so links. Let's talk about links for a minute. How important are links? Incoming links to your site. When other websites link to your site, it's like voting power. And it's saying this site might be important. So I'm going to say that links are about a 9 on the scale of importance, 1 through 10. Without links, you're not going to rank. And any experienced SEO, any seasoned SEO will tell you the same. You have to have links from the right types of sites. The more authoritative the site, the more categorically related to your website that the linking site is, the better it is for you. So high profile sites that are categorically related to yours are the best types of links to have. So you will notice if you run your competitors through any type of SEO tool like Ahrefs, SEMrush, Majestic, anything like that, you will usually notice that sites that are ranking above everybody else, and this includes big brands, usually have more links coming into those sites. So content is a 10, links are a 9. Let's talk about the design of your site. I'm going to say that design is a 7 when it comes to SEO, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to explain that with a couple qualifiers here. The design of your site is, in some categories, in some verticals, there's a lot of garbage sites. There's a lot of sites that look like they're from the 1990s. In those cases, design is not going to be as important. But if your site looks like it was made in the last couple of years, and all your competitors, if their sites look like they're 10 years old, then your site will probably do a little bit better. People expect to see certain things when they come to a page. And again, when I talk about search intent, it's matching the search intent of what people are expecting to see. But also, I want to talk about what Google expects to see. One of the things that I do in SEO audits is look at what's ranking for certain keywords and look at the actual pages and take an inventory of certain elements and layout styles that are on those pages. How are those pages designed? What are people seeing on all these different pages? Now, if your page that you're trying to rank is the odd man out, if it does not fit all those patterns, if it does not have the elements that are on those other pages that are ranking, and if it doesn't have a similar layout to that, then that is going to affect the ranking of your site. Design is an important thing. It is an indicator of the expertise and quality. When people talk about the quality rater guidelines, that is one of the things that's actually in there that people don't talk about. A lot of people are talking about EAT, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness, EAT, but they're not talking about one of the things that is part of expertise that the quality rater guidelines mentions, which is the design of your site. Was your site made with a high degree of skill and expertise? That is actually in the quality rater guidelines. Go check it out. So I'm going to say design is a 7. One of the things that I'm going to talk about that only really mostly qualifies for local would be, I don't want to say reviews, but let's say let's say like external profiles, third-party profiles. And this is super important for local SEO, and I'm going to explain why. Reviews are important, but a lot of people are going to hear the word reviews and they're going to think either Google reviews or Yelp reviews, and they're not going to think about anything else. But the truth of the matter is, if you are if you're in any type of industry, there's usually another third-party site besides Google and Yelp where you can get reviews that is going to be critically important to you ranking. Now, if you're a contractor, it's going to be something like you're going to have to be on Home Advisor, House, possibly Angie's List. That's not a bad idea. If you're a lawyer, you're going to have to be on Avo. You know, for health, it's like Health Grades. If you're an aesthetician, it's going to be The Real Self. That is an important thing. If you are a car repair shop, it might be something like Repair Pal or Mechanic Advisor. If you specialize in certain types of foreign cars, there are definitely sites that have reviews for that. So those ones are places that you need to be in. You need to have reviews there, not just Google and Yelp. Also, if you're trying to rank in any type of local SEO situation and you are the type of business that can have a Yelp profile, I would encourage you to have a Yelp profile. Now, a lot of people will mention that they don't like Yelp because they compare them to extortionists and you know, people leave bad reviews. But the fact of the matter is, Google expects you to have a Yelp profile for any type of local service business. So I'm going to say that these third-party sites, and we'll lump reviews, reputation, and third-party sites into this one category. But for local SEO, I'm going to say that that is a 9. It's a 9. You must be on these sites, not just Google reviews, but also on Yelp, and then also all the third-party sites that your competitors are on. And a quick way to do this is look at where your ranking competitors are on. And if they have reviews from all these different places, they will usually show up if you Google a business name and you see that thing on the right-hand side of the search results. That's what they call the knowledge graph. And usually there will be in there, here's some other reviews from around the web. And it will usually show you the places where they are getting reviews that Google values. So take a look at that, check it out. Let's move on to some other things, and these would be some of the things that I see a lot of people obsessing over a lot. Speed, site speed. I'm going to say that site speed is about a 3 or a 4. Now, you have to have content right, you have to have the search intent right, you have to have the links right and the design right. But if you have all those things right, then yes, speed, how fast your site downloads is going to be a big factor. Usually that is the hosting. It comes down to the hosting, really. But as long as you're faster than all the other competitors in your space, you're going to be fine. So I'm going to say that speed is about a 3 or 4, but don't mistake it as a substitute for having the right content, building links, and having good design, or having good reviews. You have to have all those things too, and speed is like one of those things that you can address along the way or at the end, but get all those other things right as well. Schema markup. I'm going to say that that is a 1. A lot of people will disagree with me, and that's okay, but I'm going to say that schema is a nice to have. It's definitely something that you should have because the barrier to doing it and having it on your site is pretty low. You can get with a web developer and have that. Basically, schema markup is like hidden markup in your site that tells Google what that page is about, whether you're a local business, like, hey, this is a local business, or hey, this is a service, or hey, this is a product. If you're on WordPress, a lot of these plugins will take care of this for you automatically. And as it is now, there are a lot of sites that have schema. So it's not that much of a differentiator at this point, I would say. And I know a lot of people obsess over schema. I'm going to say it's a 1. It's not any higher than that. You have to have all those other things like content, search intent, all those other things right. So some people are going to ask about EAT, and I've been talking about EAT, but you probably don't know it, the EAT, the acronym that's a big buzzword right now. Expertise is the content on your site. Authority is the links coming into your site. And trustworthiness are the reviews from all these third-party sites and what other people say about you. It's not author bio boxes. It's not you know, putting like symbols on your site, though that's probably important too. In some cases, that actually is what Google expects to see. But it's actually having all these things in the first place. So, you know, take care of the fundamentals and you're going to be fine. I hope this answers this question. So to recap, content is a 10, links are a 9, design is a 7. In local SEO, these third-party sites and reviews and reputation are a 9. Speed of your site is somewhere between a 3 and a 4. And schema markup is a 1. If you have others that you want to see me cover, put it down in the comments below. My name's John Locke for Lockdown Design and SEO. We're here every day publishing videos. Would love to see you subscribe. That's all I have for now. Until next time, peace.